Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with a game review, a highly recommended one. Ever since I did my Bless Unleashed review, I had tons of people asking me, hey Nate, have you ever heard of Black Desert? Because a lot of people were saying, check this one out, it's better than Bless Unleashed. I wanted to make sure to dive deep into this and play a lot of it before I came out with my review, but here it is, my review for Black Desert, the PS4 version. It was developed by Pearl Abyss and published by Cacao Games, at least for PS4, and it is a free-to-play, massively multiplayer online role-playing game set in a high fantasy world revolving around a war between two rival nations, the Kingdom of Valencia, I guess they like oranges, and the Republic of Calphion. It uses pretty much a third-person action play style with you having a total free movement of your character, but does require you to have your manual aiming with your little on-screen reticle to lock onto an enemy to be able to do your attacks. You do combos and different other moves and allows you to activate your special skills, attacks, blocks, and dodges. It does play a lot like a hack and slash because even my main character I'm playing as a wizard, and it still has a lot of a more action-oriented feel and seems a little bit, a lot more faster paced than even Blessed Unleashed did. Now, the game world, I have to say, hands down, is what steals the show for me in this title. It features a giant game world, and one thing I noticed as I was playing, I was wondering what was going on, and I realized a lot of times it'll feature a dynamic worldwide large-scale events, like everything from like typhoons and different weather effects, that is also different compared to your local weather effects as well that you'll deal with. I mean, you'll have normal stuff that'll happen like, rain, fog, and other stuff, and it really does mix it up in terms of the variety of the atmosphere as you're playing this game. And of course it does come with a complete day and night cycle, and I have noticed like certain NPCs, once you get the towns and stuff like that, do have a life cycle where they will go home and lock up. So like if you're at their business, naturally they're not going to be there at nighttime, they're going to be at home. But it also leads to different monsters in the game world being a little bit stronger, and they drop more gear during nighttime. Now, much like other massively multiplayer online role-playing games I've played, similar, I know I keep bringing up Final Fantasy XIV online, but it's the one I played the most, so it's the easiest to go back to as a, to compare it to. This one also has a lot of features in it that Blessed Unleashed doesn't seem to have. Now, one of the things I noticed with this is Blessed Unleashed does have housing as well. This one allows you to craft and furnish your house similar like you would in Bless and Final Fantasy XIV. It's done differently, but you could still actually decorate and make a really nice house. And along with this, you have other features you can play through in this game, including trading with others, fishing, farming, and gaining different mounts that you can get by taming wild animals out in the game world. And the thing I noticed about this that the other games don't have is you can even breed special mounts by getting two of them to mate, like two certain types to make another rare mount. Now, one thing I did notice that I wasn't really really fond of is the fact that you have to make sure to take care of your mounts. You have to make sure that have a location like a stable for them and also feed them, and they can end up dying, which I did lose several mounts in my multiple playthroughs of this game, but like I said, I played through up to level 50 before I came out with this review. I really wanted to dig deep. I did not get into the end game, which is where most of the structure actually opens up, of course. Now, this game also does feature PvP, which large-scale castle battles and siege events. I took part in several of them, and I have to say they are fast and frantic, though I think it does lead to some issues, I think maybe with their server, and I'll talk about that shortly. Now, and of course, the other main thing about this, hands down, and a lot of people really have praise about it, is it has a very in-depth, detailed, very deep create a character mode, where you get to choose between a huge amount of different classes and then go and custom create your own character with all kinds of different little changes here and there. Everything from facial structure, body structure, to features, tattoos, hair, everything. And I will agree, it has a fantastic create a character mode. Now, keep in mind, this game has been around for quite a long time. It started way in the early 2010s on PC, had previous different, betas you could play through, and it has received several expansions along the way, has a mobile version, and pretty much is on all consoles now since about 2019. Now, as of March 2020, it got cross-platform play for your general game systems, and as of September 2020, over 30 million players have played this game, and it has made over $1.7 billion in profit. Now, a couple things I have to point out about it, which I found rather entertaining compared to most other games, is it does not seem to be pay to win, though I think that they do have a lot of heavy monetization in terms of the microtransactions in it. None of them are forcible. You can play through this entire game and not have to really pay a single dime, which is great, but they do make it very adamant to let you know, hey, give us money and you can get some new packs and stuff like that. But it's not as bad as some can be, fortunately. And the other thing I'm very happy to say is the pets that you get in this game actually do stuff. Unlike other games that have pets in it that don't seem to do anything but just follow you around as like a glamour for a look, these pets actually do something, and I appreciate the fact that they're in this game because you can actually go, hey, look, I got a whole line of pets following me and they help me during battles and stuff. Now, of course, the other thing is that you can play through it solo or you can do it co-op with your friends. It does have leagues you can join and also sailing, which is actually quite an interesting thing. The other thing is the ability to do Afk Farming, which really does help, especially with the crafting systems in this game, for you to be able to set up with your little NPC guys to do farming or smelting and anything like that with all the equipment and items that you gather. So even though you set the game down and you can walk away from it, they can keep doing that to help you to progress and level up your character even faster. Now, my final thoughts on Black Desert are, it seems to have one of the best insane creative players and a huge selection of roles right from the start. And when you first start up, at least on the PS4 version, you have a choice of different servers to pick. The Olvia servers, normally you'll get an EXP boost. You're not allowed to do open world PvP, but you can queue into PvP once you get the highness level, and you can't seem to go past level 60. It's almost like just getting you ready. And at the beginning, you can choose to pick a mode that allows you to immediately start at a level 60 character, which is kind of cool. And as you progress, there'll be other new things that will open up, including season servers, which also give you EXP boosts, no open world PvP, but you actually can graduate from that to what they call a normal server. So they have different stage servers through this game. Now, honestly, the other thing I have to point out is when you're first given the chance, go into your options and under alerts and turn off the settings. If not, you're going to constantly having everything pop up on the screen of what everyone else is doing. Like Joe Bob Briggenstein just made a camel clutch move, and that gets, you can get used to it if you're used to playing an MMORPG, but I found it to be kind of annoying, so I went and turned that off. But now on for my main final thoughts is, I do like this better than Bless Unleashed. I think the overall game world is more aesthetically pleasing. It has a lot more variety in terms of the enemies you fight and where you go. The different things you can do is a lot more fleshed out than Blessed Unleashed. But the gameplay loop itself is rather boring. Now, what I mean is it will always consist of either a fetch quest or killing enemies. And while you'll say, Nathan, that's just about how every game is, this one doesn't really seem to have anything really spectacular when it comes down to its gameplay loop. I mean, you can play the first couple hours of this game, and if you like that feeling you get from that particular gameplay loop, that's basically what you're going to get through the rest of this game. With the giant monster boss battles you'll come across that multiple people will join in, different stuff that will happen, but as long as you're okay with the particular game loop that this game provides you, you should have no problem in playing it and getting through this game. game. It has a ton of content. It's well over probably 1,000 hours easy of gameplay that you can get out of this, if not more. But the only other problem I have to say is I like the fighting mechanics, but it does seem to have some burpage to it. Now, for whatever reason, you'll be playing a game and will have some stutter and some slowdown, and it's nowhere near as bad as Blessed Unleashed with loading in character models, but it still has the same issue of you'll go to a location, you'll see nothing, and all of a sudden you'll see these spooky gray silhouettes of people, and then it will load the characters around them. I think the voice acting is adequate for this, and I do like the story a little bit more in this than I did on Blessed. Hands down, I would have to say this does seem to play better than Blessed Unleashed. I do like the overall game world. It does seem more stable in the way it runs than Blessed Unleashed does. But in the end, if you want to play a really good, really deep MMORPG that has a lot more options than some of the other games out on the market currently, I can see why people were asking me to actually do a review on this and play Black Desert. I see what they mean by it. The overall playability of it seems faster. I like the combo system a little bit better, and honestly, other than the slight issues I have with it having some problems with the slowdown every so often, I haven't had really any problems playing this game, and I really have enjoyed it, and I can recommend it for you, especially since released right now on the PlayStation Network. It's absolutely free, and I don't know if it was free in the past. I know you can buy different versions that have different values behind them and how much you have to pay, but in the end, I would have to say Black Desert is a enjoyable MMORPG, and I'm happy to say, I played the living crud out of this, and I see what you people mean. It is a good RPG, especially for what it brings to the table. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. Please leave in the comments below if you played Black Desert, what you think about it. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Hit the bell icon to stay updated whenever I release any new videos on my channel. And remember, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.